connecting.
Well, there you have it. Good to see you guys. What a day, what a day.
Are we on?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Isn't that what it always is for the first 5 minutes, is you're just going, are we on? That's tends to be what I do. So, here it is. We worked on this thing for a year, song, and now here we are sitting 30 minutes away from it entering the world, boys. How do you feel?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got up early today for this.
Did you now?
Yeah, exciting.
Don't hurt yourself, bud. Don't hurt yourself. Yeah, I did too. I got up early, went for a run. It's a good morning, fine morning. But I don't know. I guess we'll talk about the song and the video. What do you think? Nobody's seen it yet, so I guess we've got to paint a picture here. What were we thinking going into this thing? Al, what were you thinking going into the song? What did you want to, when we were writing the song and you made that bass line that everybody's about to hear? What were you aiming for?
Well, I just want to first ask a question. The people in the comments, can you hear us?
Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question. Can you actually hear what we're saying?
And if you have questions, feel free to ask. I just want to make sure we're audible, and because what I'm seeing is a different thing than what's on the computer.
I feel like if they couldn't hear us, they'd be going, I can't hear you, and I don't see any of that yet. I see a lot of hell yes. That's nice. Thank you, Nikki Klein.
Okay.
Robert.
Well, so to answer your question, Chris,
Ted,
I think we had a really good song, a really good hook, and it became sort of a challenge of musically, how do you marry the two things? How do you make really cool music happen? How do you make the hook and the lyrics, the vocal, all that stuff into one thing that sounds like us, that we all get psyched on? And I was taking a long hike way at the top of Griffith Park, and that, for those of you who don't know, that's a huge park in Los Angeles, and I'm at the top of the mountain here, and there's nobody out. It's still like COVID kind of weather and everything, and there's one guy up there who's walking with full clothes on. He's not even hiking, or not, just regular street clothes, and he has a little like old school transistor radio. And I'm descending on the mountain, and I'm like, that's odd. And this guy's blasting Roadhouse Blues by the Doors. And I just thought that was hilarious, first of all. But as I'm walking down the hill, I get that kind of like motor going. And I'm like, bum, 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 and I start doing that. And I just, in my phone, this is like months prior to How High or anything like that, I just made a little hook. I just kind of went, bum, 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 hey, bum, 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 just something like stupid like that. And months later, when we're trying to marry the How High lyrics and hook and how do you find music to it, I came across this really stupid voicemail, and I went, I pick up the bass, and I sort of like translated this rhythmic thing that I was doing into something, but it all stemmed from seeing this very strange man, very out of place, full street clothes at the top of a desert mountain with a transistor radio playing Roadhouse Blues by the Doors. So
classic rock.
There's a long story to your question, but I figure we got time.
It's the time to tell it, man.
Hey, we've got somebody from Russia.
Russia.
This is LS.
All right.
Maybe you will visit Russia with the new tour. Well,
yeah,
let's go to Russia. Why not?
I would love that. I would love it. I just can't wait to get everywhere, man. It's just to get back out there. We shot some live stuff recently, and that was really exciting to get back together. We got some new stuff that we've been working on. The album is like it's definitely a different step in a really exciting direction. We met up with David Sardi, who's a producer. He's done like everybody from LCD Sound System to Oasis to Wolf Mother to you name it, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he was a blazing flame of rock and roll that just took us to a higher level, man. It was so fun. we hey Chris, when you play harp, do you tongue block or lip purse? Now there's a guy who's asking the questions that I want to answer.
I I
I
don't know
kind of
the
do
answer.
both, Rusty. I kind of do both, but I always feel like the harmonica playing for me is I'm akin to like Johnny Ramone. It's like I'm just going for the stuff that hits hard, and you know, although I love all those other guys, but favorite part of the new music video. I don't want to ruin the crescendo, but the premise of the video. Should we go into the premise a little bit?
Yeah.
We we have some gigs that when we played Ted, who's on this. I actually found a mailing list with Ted on it that we used to put out a empty 45 shell in 2011, and Ted's name is the first one on it. So Ted, I need your address. I'm going to mail that thing to you as a gift for 10 years of fandom. But every band has had to play these gigs where you show up and like you think you hear it's going to be jamming, it's going to be amazing, and then you end up getting directed to the stage that nobody wants to hang out at, and it's like you're the opening band, and everybody is like, opening band, and you have to win, you have to get their attention, you have to make something occur, and that was kind of the idea of it. And we were fortunate enough to meet up with Nathan Cox, who's a astounding director. I don't know, Mark, if you wanted to go into it a little. So I don't just yammer on too long here.
Yeah, I mean, we just thought, hey, let's see who might be interested in this thing. And Nathan was a guy who had, I don't know all his accolades, but a zillion VMAs and all that kind of stuff. And we just thought, let's have fun with this. And we're all huge fans of like 90s videos, And so I think Al put it best. It's like, this isn't the 90s in the sense that they go, hey, here's $1 million, go make a video. So we had to kind of improvise, and Nathan was our guy to do it, and his partner Corey, and I don't know, I think they set a mood that was exactly what we were hoping to capture, which was just fun, but also that story of like, it's anybody in a band that's ever tried to do this understands that when you show up and you're not wanted, and you just gotta fight through it or whatever. And like, I mean, I remember one time there was we were in a band, Alex and I, an old band, and we were playing in somewhere in, I think it was like Jackson, Mississippi or something, in a tiny bar where you just had to load all your stuff through, and we're carrying like a Rhodes piano. Actually, this Rhodes, I think maybe, or something, and people just don't get out of your way. They're just doing their thing. You're a pain in the ass. You're trying to carry in drums and everything, and and it's fine, because that's your job as a band that no one's ever heard of, to change their mind and make a fan. And we just kind of thought, we were ruminating on that idea a little bit, not to give it all away, but that was sort of the impetus for this video, at least, to try and, I don't know, tap into our history. We've done it in this band too for years, and we'll probably still be doing it.
Yeah, man, nobody owes you their time. I think that's one thing you learn pretty early on in being in a band, is like, nobody owes you your time. But on the other side, when somebody gives you a second of their time to go, maybe that's kind of good, that shit matters. And when you're in that moment as a band, you've got to be bringing it with everything you have. You got to be bringing the best songs you got, no matter what level you're at. By the way, I have to say to the rhubarb digging the IH hat, thank you. That is the tractor my dad drives on his farm. So it's everybody wears the John Deere hat. I go a different, I go other directions. But thank you for pointing that out.
Bruce Pinsky asks, is the pool at one of your houses? No, but I'll say this, like, for the video, it was like, how do we make that $1 million looking, take you back to like what we loved about music videos, MTV, the 90s, like when videos, hip hop videos, especially Beastie Boys videos, things that really inspired us. How do you do that today with far less you really got to get creative. And we were really lucky on this video. Just everything came together, and we found a friend of our managers has this wonderful house with a pool, and it just couldn't have been a more perfect location. And it was just like
human being.
Some of these kind of like favors and just love all around, like a lot of things just came together to make this. So the house is a star of the video. It's up in Topanga Canyon, like way up in the mountains, beautiful environment. You couldn't have asked for a better place. And the hosts of the house, they're just super nice people. And they're in the video too. They, you'll see they're the mother and daughter that opened the door. Those are the owners of the house. Really nice people. But yeah, thinking big, and the song's called How High. So we knew we had to like go for us too, for making videos. We've made videos before, and we wanted a video that's like that really delivers, and we're excited. But yes, that's where the pool was.
Here's Jeff Allen says, any new cool instruments for this year? I think you'll be surprised. Yeah, when we went in the studio, it was a playground of all kinds of awesome, like old analog synths and just.
I got this thing.
Shit. Chris got a new guitar.
Music Man gave me this thing, so I'm pretty stoked on that. But yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff that we've got. So yeah, it's gonna be a great tour, man. I can't wait.
Let's see, Ted's giving props to Alex's shirt. Yeah.
This is homemade. This is COVID ironing. I really perfected.
When did we start writing the new album? We started. That's the same from Ted. Yes, Alex makes those shirts for people who are wondering where he got those shirts. It's one of his COVID hobbies. If Alex, you want to expand on that, you feel free.
No, that's you hit it right there. I've got
all right. So the Mark actually makes his own shirts too, in case you're wondering. But the when we started writing the record was, 2 years ago. And then COVID hit, and we had more time to hone everything than we ever had before. And we had the demos together to the point that we felt they were like where our first two records were, because in case you don't know on this, like Alex produced our first two records, right? So Alex, the guy in the middle. Well, he's in the middle on my screen. I don't know where he is on anybody else's. But
on the left.
All right, the guy with the Eddie Van Halen shirt. This guy produced our first two records. So I think you said it, Alex. You were like the first one to be like, "Hey, we need to get somebody else come in." So we had these solid demos, and we started just kind of moving them around. And the demos could have, as they were mixed, and they could have been where the first record was at or the second record was at, but we kind of wanted to see if we could dig deeper, and the songwriting and everything, when we met Dave, just went to a whole different level. That guy he just lives, eats, breathes, sleeps rock and roll. He gives a shit. So when we got in there with him, we immediately knew this guy was special. Like, we were all fired up, so we threw all the cards out the window, and just said, let's just play. And I can't wait for everybody to hear the whole thing.
There's Shun. Say hi to Shun.
Hey,
he's joined us.
Shun's the best.
Are you all coming to Houston? So Vicky Wheeler, here's something to say about touring now, is that because everyone's been sequestered for the past year and a half, there's the just general competitiveness of finding venues is crazy. So when we announced our tour and everyone was yelling at us saying, why don't you come here and there? We're coming. We're going to get there.
We're going to come, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be Florida, Texas, you name it.
Upset people from Florida and Texas. We're coming.
Yeah.
We're going to be there.
Arizona, we're going to be everywhere. It's just, you're just limited because there's 8 million tours going out. So we hope that you come to ours in the fall, which is going to carry into the next year. And, UK, Europe, wherever you'll have us will be, but we have to start somewhere. So that's going to be this fall, the Play Loud tour.
I got to say, Shun, who's higher up the chat, she was great. She came in and offered a lot of perspective and ideas and melodies. Shun, you're amazing. We love you. Thank you for everything you did, helping us with this record and some of the writing you did with us. You're amazing. And then let's see here. How would you describe the vibe of the new album in 3 words? Hot as shit. Next.
12 new classics.
I like that.
We're fired up about the album. It's our best work. We're very excited.
We feel. I kept trying to tell people that we were working with. I said, I think we're doing something that might not. When you're a band, admittedly, you know, everybody there, you're going to make up your own minds. But we have never had the time to do an album like this, because we're just sitting there. There's no like phone ringing. There's no like, hey, this tour or that tour, or do this, do that. You're just sitting there going like, I got nothing to do but write an album and make it as good as we can. Again, Shun, we love you. And I'll tell you, that was a difference maker, man. I don't know about you two guys, but I found myself like, I reconnected. I don't know if this is going to make any sense, with my younger, like sitting on the edge of the bed when I first started playing Self, and everything I've learned between that young guy and where I'm at now all came back into play, because there was time to connect all of that. And we didn't just go like, all right, you know, we kind of know the formula of what we can do. We were like, we want to always expand. You know, our favorite bands like the Stones and stuff, they didn't just do 12x5 and Flower and Stones Now. They moved on and did, you know, expanded their sound. So I think that's important too. And then Alex, you were listening to a lot of crazy shit that like really brought a lot of new ideas to the table. You want to bring anybody in on that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 3 of us, this is the album where we're all like 3 different people with 3 different tastes in music. I listen to like a lot of, I'm the Grateful Dead head, but I'm also like into electronic music. I love old blues. I've got sections of vinyl in my house of like every genre and style. I have weird avant-garde music, hip hop music. So I just kind of like to pile it all on. And if I can get an idea from something that inspires me, it doesn't matter what era, genre, you know, what century it came from, you know. And I think all of us kind of operate that way. I see a question about, do we know that Taylor Hawkins wore the shirt? Is that we do know?
Yeah,
we have seen that video. Don't know how he got the shirt. There's a few people that offer different ideas that they think they got him the shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's very cool.
Yeah, if for whatever, just to point, Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters did a drum video for it's an hour long, and he wore a record company shirt the whole time, and we had no idea. And so all of a sudden we started getting messages. So it was, Nikki Klein says, it was me. Well, thank you, Nikki Klein, for getting him that shirt, because that's amazing. But he wore it, and the fact that he wore it on like a day where he got filmed for like an hour was like pretty crazy. So that's awesome. We saw them at actually Bourbon and Beyond, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
I love
that. That was a great
another piece of record company memorabilia, just because there's the Bourbon and Beyond Louisville Slugger with the record company on it. I just found that the other day. So
I didn't get one of those.
No, that's because you left it sit for far too long. I just saw it the other day when we finally went and saw our gear. We have another bat from somewhere, so better jump on that, bro, or you're gonna get it snared out from under you. You know.
All right. We might as well share this. We're getting word that tickets are going really well for the fall, so probably advisable if you're thinking about checking out a show to get those sooner than later. We don't want anybody to be left out. Portland, yep, we're coming to Portland, Jesse.
Yep.
Which Portland, Maine or Oregon? We'll be in both.
We're coming to both.
Yeah. Ted asked a good question about set lists. So now we're going to have some.
You watch a fight right there live. Well, I'll be very happy to say we, and I think you asked the question about what the band's going to look like. We've performed the entire record live now. We've added a couple guys, a couple rad guys. Some of you know Johnny from the last couple tours. He's kind of stepping into a new role. He's going to be playing some more with us. And we've got this great guy, Wesley Flowers, is going to play some keys with us too. It's just the whole kind of sound is going to expand a little bit in a good way. But really excited just for you guys to hear the album live, because I've heard it now and it's great. It's like totally kind of next level for us. So I'm so psyched to get out there with this kind of bigger unit, but we'll still pump some of the old hits, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we're gonna circulate it.
Let's ask Ted, which song does he want us to retire?
Yeah, really, seriously. We will play Ball and Chain live, by the way. I saw somebody online said, not to run over Ted's question, but somebody was asking if we were ever going to do side project songs. Side project, yes, we're going to do some side project songs. Now, I don't know how we're going to do our sets. When we did the Mayor tour, one of the things he said to us was John asked us right at the first night, he goes, "So what record are you on?" And that was when we did Give It Back to You. And we're like, record number 1. He's like, "Oh, so you got to play all the," he's like, "Wait till you get to record number 3 and you get to start picking songs and doing stuff." So, I think we're going to try and, be interesting about it. But, I guarantee it's going to rock stem to stern. That's something we're going to make a priority every night. But there's now a lot of stuff there. We're going to play a long time every night because there's a lot to get to. So
Nikki's asking, will we have vinyl for the record? We definitely will. What is the story with the shop? Is it going up today? Is that, I lost track, but who
goes
who
live
knows?
later tonight? Yeah. And then there was,
I think there's for the mailing list people, I think there's like a VIP pass to get onto the store, but the store will be up Friday as well. But we'll have deluxe double vinyls. We're doing a cassette. We'll have a CD. There's bundles. Somebody asked about bundles. There's all kinds of new Play Loud merch. It's really exciting. It's all going to be there. So I don't know the exact links just because we're doing this here, but be on the lookout. We'll be posting stuff.
Oh, so
all the products.
I've got updated info. So the shop will be live right after this is done. Oh, and you just use this passcode VIP store, all one word, all caps. Check it out, and you can see what you like.
Get some of the early stuff. We fought for some kind of cool stuff. I think there are cassettes on there too, aren't there, Mark? Or there's stuff.
There's a cassette.
Because I bought my beloved boombox. I bought this boombox, but everybody in the band is so tired of this thing. I've been sneaking it in everywhere I can, including now. And I begged that we put a cassette out. So we're going to be putting out a cassette, CDs, bundles, the whole deal. So check it out.
Let's see. Robert Shannon says, "I just want to ride on the bus." There's room in the trailer. We'll have room out back.
Robert's a good dude. If we had the space, Robert, I'd do it.
Yeah. Where did the cactus come from?
That's I own that cactus. I call my backyard Smile Ranch because I have a string of lights in the shape of a smile and the cactus next to it. So it's Smile Ranch. And we'll be putting up the album cover on Friday, I believe. Very excited about the album cover. Kind of a lot of thought and story went into that, but you'll get to see it in a couple days. You'll see that, but very exciting. But the cactus lives here.
Yeah. Dan McGrath asking, how do you like playing outdoor venues like XPN Fest versus indoor small venues like the TLA? Let the Philly guy answer this one.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Wayne, Pennsylvania. So coming to Philly is fantastic. It's so great. And we love XPN Fest. That energy at that festival is so good. And every time we come there, it's been a total blast. So we can't wait to come there. We've had great shows indoors too. It's really just the reception. There's really great radio stations playing us like MMR and XPN. It's not every city you get multiple stations really interested in you. So those are things that help when we come to different cities. And to have grown up there and then come back to Philadelphia, my hometown, and there's an excitement about our band. That's like a real dream come true. I know Chris feels the same way about Milwaukee.
Oh, man.
You know, those are the real dream come true moments, is when you home and there's people buying tickets for the shows. It's great. So,
well, the reason we're playing
no
this
preference.
tour, starting in Milwaukee, I just want to put this out there to my Milwaukee people, is like, and my Wisconsin people, is we were going to be in Madison, and I was like, man, we got to play Milwaukee, so we had to add a show. So it's a Sunday night start to the tour, and everybody's like, why is it Sunday? It's like, it's just the way it worked. One of the beautiful things right now is all the bands are waking up. Everybody's waking back up and wanting to go. So it's like, it's great, but it's also this bottleneck of a lot of bands, a lot of different things. I mean, shows are just going to be off the chain everywhere you go. This whole, from here till, I mean, a long time. I mean, people are really fired up. So are we. I can tell you, we're going to drop the hammer. Let's see here.
Steve says, are you on SID? I just Googled SID and it brought up the China Yuchai International Limited Exchange. So I don't think that's what he meant.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It looks like financial stuff. So maybe,
Or
maybe I don't know what SID is.
some new designer drug. No, I don't.
Yeah, might be SID. Yeah. All right, so we got a few minutes left here, I think, before this. Any favorite covers that you've performed? Anything you want to bust out on this tour? Well, you got to come see. We can't give it all away, right?
Yeah, yeah. Although, I mean, everybody that we've performed in the past. I mean, of course, our some of the Dead stuff we've done, and then our Beastie Boys cover is always near and dear to heart. Which brings me to our whole entire idea here.
Here's a peek of the cover. Somebody asked. Just
There's
for
a peek of the cover.
So special to be joining us here.
That's where nobody's going to see that till tomorrow. That's the cover. I've done that 3 times now. I don't know if that's really playing well on the internet. Let's see here. What's your favorite pre-show ritual? Man, yeah, there it is. I think it's just it's going to be different now, the pre-show ritual, because I always used to say that every show is like, you got to play it like it's your last one. We played our last show in Philadelphia on New Year's Eve 2019 with no idea that there wouldn't be any more shows for a year and a half. So I'm going to tell you, if we hit the stage like that before, we're going to hit it like it twice as hard now, because you got to go get it. You got to go get it. And I wanted to say with the Beastie Boys, rock and roll, we wanted to make something that rocks, that has that rock and roll background, but parties like 90s hip hop out of the Beastie Boys, you know, that has uplifting, hit you right here kind of thing. So there you go. Al, Mark, you got anything you want to say here before? We got 3 minutes till this video is about to go live, and I can't wait for you all to see it, by the way.
And I think everybody just stay where you are, right? They don't have to
stay where you are, right? Yeah, let me double check that with the people who know.
You should just switch over and
acknowledge that Jerry here is "You and Me Now" is going to be your wedding song. That's very great, man.
Awesome, Jerry.
That's huge, man. Wow.
And
16 days.
Yeah, and if Orange fan means he's a Syracuse fan, that's great, because I don't have the hometown gig like Milwaukee or Philly. I've got Elmira, New York, and they don't really have a place to play. But Syracuse, I kind of have adopted as my home on the road.
Let's everybody here. This is a beautiful way to end this. A guy is going to use one of our songs in his wedding. That is beautiful stuff right there. Best to you and your partner moving forward. And best to all of you, because we're coming back. Rock and roll is not dead. We are freaking going to throw down. Let's do it. Tell the friends, tell the neighbors, spin this video around. It's going to be a party. I guarantee you this video is a party. So get ready to watch it and watch it again, because that's what my mom's going to do, and you might as well join her.
The video will be up too on Facebook later today and Instagram. So share it to your friends. We'd love to have you share it around. It'd be great.
And everyone, yes, the answer is you just stay right here and the video will start playing. So in about 30 seconds, we're gonna go away and the video is gonna start. So we love you all. Mark, you want to close this out?
I have nothing left to say, Chris.
Rock and roll.
You put it perfectly.
All right, there you go.
Thanks, everyone.